All right. So alleged Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League leaker admits they made up parts of the plot. What kind of world do we live in that a person that leaks something then makes up something and then comes out and then admits that he made up something? Like, I said this in Discord today. Me and Water were going back and forth for a little bit. And I was like, 15 milliseconds of fame. Like, a guy came out, said something, everyone picks it up, and all of a sudden they run with it. So this article comes from Paul Tassi. He says, while Insomniac's leak was overshadowed essentially everything this week, another superhero game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, suffered large story leaks, causing many DC and Arkhamverse fans to start, wringing their hands about the game. Now, in the wake of these leaks, the leaker alleged come forward and say that it's not only to put regret talking about them, but then he's either mischaracterized or even made up a large part of the leak. I love this part, right? I love that part. He came forward and he feels regret.
I was so pressured to pick up the stuff and then type in a bunch of bullshit on social media. I regret it now.
Okay. It's a little tricky to discuss without giving specific examples, which of course spoilers, but I'll do my best in the channel and to assess the lengthy apologize omission that was posted Reddit without specific. Now, I'm going to trust Paul Tassi, but I'm going to go back to this screen for a second. I'm going to scroll down for just a second. Make sure there's no spoilers because I don't want to spoil anything story-based wise for anybody. So let me just breeze through here and make sure, because I never look at these stories. You guys put them in and then, or I submit them and I just put them in the submitted stories and then I read them live on chat. First time, give you my thoughts as we read them. So that's what we do here. So let me see here. Let me post story. Okay, I think we're safe. We're good. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, the leaker admits that the data miner Miller, who was pushed back against the nature of these leaks, was correct about how flawed they were, and this was also bastardized retelling of the game's story and regret writing. So I was having a conversation the other day, and me and Travis were going back and forth in Discord, and he was talking about I hate people that leak, but there's a difference between what Miller does and what other leakers do. Other leakers do what they do to kind of just get that 15 minutes of fame put out there, kind of ruin your shit. Where Miller, he goes in, not saying it's right, but he has moral. He has integrity. So he says he knows the stuff, kind of gives little hints and stuff there, kind of keeps us the hype going, okay? But at the same time, will not tell you spoilers of story-related, right? Story-related things to ruin the game. He wants the game to be fun, and he kind of says, oh, there's 4 new characters coming out, and this is the dialogue, and this is, right? He didn't even spoil Poison Ivy. I did. I spoiled Poison Ivy because I figured out in a trailer, and you can go see that yesterday in my upload, okay? The story notes were assembled entirely from cutscenes in the game's files, missing a huge part in between them, lacking all context. And that's the number one thing, just as I said earlier. I don't know the context of the story, so I can't really speak of it. Right? Context is everything, okay? I can go tell you to go fuck yourself, right? But you don't know what I'm saying that to based on the context, right? If it was a joking, go F yourself. If it was a serious, go F yourself, right? Context is everything, okay? So, and even then, the leaker says they skimmed most of them. Now, while the major events happened and details listed as fact, mostly speculation by a leaker, when they said this extremely controversial thing happened, it was more like, I think this thing is happening off screen, maybe at best. Some pieces were made up entirely, some plot lines were omitted entirely, and there's something in the post-story content that completely recontextualized the story of the game. But they won't say what it is, only that the shifts everything that came before it if fans were worried about the game. May severely alter about the Arkhamverse, right? And something like that when someone comes out that reads that and goes, oh, this game is done. Game is done. Dead on arrival. Right? And I don't know if that's what that means, okay? I've said from the very start that this does seem like a Marvel's Avengers. I played 1,100 hours of Marvel's Avengers. It could smell what a Marvel's Avengers, okay? Now, obviously, this is DC's version of what Marvel's Avengers attempted to do. I think Rocksteady will have a better chance of doing it if they learn the lessons from the people before them. If they just do the same thing that they do, then they're going to, the fate will be the same. But if they learn from what the other past games, Anthem, right? Marvel's Avengers, pick a game, put out there, whatever other game you want to put in there. If they learn from those mistakes, then they can make this game work. Now, I've said from the very start that I'm interested in Rocksteady's storytelling. Love the Arkhamverse that they've created. I love the story of Batman in 1, 2, and 3 of those games. Okay, even the third one wasn't the best, but it was still a good story, and I know they didn't make that story, but I like Rocksteady. The first 2 games, I love their storytelling. So until they disearn my trust, like CD Projekt Red, love The Witcher 3, okay, next game coming out for Cyberpunk was Cyberpunk 2077, and CD Projekt Red ruined the goodwill they made from Witcher. Now, could Suicide Squad and Rocksteady ruin the goodwill they got from me from playing the Arkham games? Yes, they could, but I'm playing for the story, and the The rest of the stuff is bonus or garbage, all depending on where you look at from your point of view. Now, there is something, I already read that part. It says, in short, while writing this, because I saw the damage of what they revealed was the game, realized that badly screwed up and not just spoiled things, but released a lot of incorrect information, and now they regret it. Nice to say this hindsight, I suppose, but the damage is done, and 20 times the people will see the leak and see the apology and the correction of the leak. It remains to be seen if the fate of Suicide Squad will be, but there'll also be a mass negativity surrounding this leak. But now it's also been revealed large chunks of it are false, mischaracterized. Meanwhile, everything leaking out of the closed alpha I've seen has been extremely positive, and I keep hearing that to convince people to buy the game who are very previously on the fence. This Rocksteady is still pushing forward, sharing its lengthy new videos about the game of Suicide Squad Insider Series, which you can see my reactions of it. I uploaded it yesterday, episode which also aired yesterday, and also had my own reservations about the game. But leaks like this serve no one, and even worse, they fake elements of paint the game in a worse light. And I think that's a problem in the industry itself, right? Because of social media, anybody can post something and false about it, right? They can lie about it, say things, I've seen things, right? And that's the problem with the industry, right? So again, if anything, don't take leaks that you read on the internet as gold. Don't take them just take it for face value. You want to get hyped and you're a hype person for the game. If these leaks make you hyped more for the game, then cool. But if you're not hyped for this and you look at these and go, oh, they screwed it up, they completely ruined the DC brand and all this other stuff, it's like the sky is falling. You're being you're being like over correction, right? I can't even think of the word. Put it in chat, right? Like, you're one way, and then all of a sudden you flip it down to the other side. Like, don't overhype yourself for a game because you'll just disappoint yourself, right? Just take it at face value. Watch the insider video, okay? Go to forums and read what the developers are saying. They talk on social media. Instead of going to someone's random channel, okay, on Twitter and going, well, this is real, and yet the developers are showing you footage, okay? I knew Poison Ivy was in the game because they showed Poison Ivy in the first insider video, and everyone's like, no, you're wrong. And I'm like, why would they do this? Okay. And then in this insider's video, they showed you that Poison Ivy's in the game, right? So the developers are showing you stuff. Don't overhype yourself on people that are not part of the game. Just take the information as is, make your expectations what they are, and then take it what it is. You don't have to buy the games day one. You don't have to buy the game week one. You don't have to buy the game month one. You can just sit back, relax, let other people play the game, give you their thoughts, opinions, reviews, whatever it is, and then make an educated choice if you like a game or don't like a game. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below or in the comment section, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Maybe you'll like one of these other videos that we have on the channel.